Let's get a little weird. Let's get a little odd. Those sounds you like to hear. We got it going on. It's the Oddcast. It's the Oddcast. It's the Oddcast. It's the Oddcast.
Hey folks, welcome back to the Oddcast, where we talk about folks who are turning their passion into profession and subsequently passion into paychecks. We are here with a very special guest today, the Baseballogist.
My guy, what's good, brother?
How are you doing today, my friend?
Phenomenal, man. It's just another day, another opportunity. Can't hate.
Can't hate. It's #3, #community all day.
My guy, appreciate you, man. That's awesome.
Hey, so first off, let's make it very simple. Where can the folks find you? Whether it's Instagram, whether it's the website, whether it's YouTube, and I'll put it up there for just on display on the screen, as well as linking it in the link in the bio.
Yeah, so you guys can find me on Instagram at Baseballogist and also YouTube, youtube.com/the Baseballogist.
And exactly, and there's going to be solid content on both of those. He is the first ever professional baseball fan, as well as just an all-around great guy. The content on both of those pages is stellar, and if you're a baseball fan or not, you're going to want to check those out. He pushes positivity to the max, and that's basically, any type of inspirational stuff, any type of positivity stuff. If you're having a down day, at the Baseballogist, you gotta tap in. So let me start it off with a very simple 20,000-foot question. Talk to me about how you fell in love with baseball. I heard a little bit about it in the live with shout out to John Madden, You Go Pro, the #3. I remember that one. That was a really good live. But tell for the listeners out there who might not have caught that, how did you fall in love with baseball?
So I believe in things happen for a reason, and I have 3 older brothers, and they all play baseball. And I was just that little kid who always wanted to play with them, And when I was 3 years old, I think you're supposed to be 5 years old to play t-ball or to be signed up for t-ball. When I was 3 years old, I cried and begged my mom. I was like, hey, I want to play. I don't want to just play wiffle ball in my backyard. I want to play, t-ball. So what she did is she signed me up for t-ball at the age of 3, and you're supposed to be 5 years old. So I was a 3-year-old balling out against 5-year-olds, and that's hence why I do #3 whenever I take a picture. It's just a way of representing my mom, representing my parents, representing for the root of how it all started. So throughout my whole career, up until my last couple years of college, I wore the number 3, and that's why I do #3. That's why there's a story behind my hat, my logo of the number of the letter B, and also a 3 within the logo. And again, that's like my roots,
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I feel like that's so cool because that's it in a way that makes it run, deeper than baseball. That's like family oriented. That's like you being grateful for the opportunity to compete against kids at a higher level, which I think is a very cool thing because that's going to inherently make you better at a young age. So there's a lot that goes into the #3, and you were even saying that in the video. For you to fully describe what the #3 means to you would take, I don't think you could do it in 365, 24/7.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome. So family seems like it's really important to you, and in that sense, I actually wanted to jump to another question. How does being a Filipino American influence you as a baseball advocate, as just an individual in general?
I love that question a lot because that question derives from me being a little kid. The reason why I say that is because me playing baseball throughout my whole life, I'm a Filipino American, but I never saw, I hardly saw any Asian Americans, specifically even Filipino Americans playing baseball.
True.
And there's something about it that it ticked me off because baseball is baseball is such a beautiful sport that I feel like with the Filipino demographic, they're not into baseball yet. All right, that's one of my goals, is to influence them to play baseball more. It's more of like a basketball, boxing, karaoke demographic.
That's super interesting. I mean, hey, shout out to Manny for doing both of those.
I'm going to all three, karaoke as well.
Oh, dang! I didn't know.
He's a singer as well, but it's me being a Filipino American and wanting to inspire young Filipino Americans to play baseball, watch baseball, coach baseball, and that's why I take so much pride in it, because it only takes one person to start a trend, and hopefully what I do with what I did on the field to what I do now, hopefully it inspires young Filipino Americans to love baseball more.
That's really powerful. And I really respect the heck out of that. I moved to San Diego from, I know it's not the Philippines, obviously, but from Tokyo, where it's just like a gigantic thing. And it is interesting that it hasn't quite fully made it, to the Philippines. I know there's probably a ton of good baseball players out there. Shout out to every, Filipino who's trying to make it in the MLB. You're gonna get there.
My guy.
Yeah, dude, that's really interesting. So, speaking of your playing days, I wanted to chat about, I guess, how your high school and college days have kind of seeped into what you do now as being a professional baseball fan, being kind of a community activist within the baseball community.
Yeah. Yep. So I played all 4 years of high school, all 4 years of college.
Mm-hmm.
Made varsity my freshman year of high school, and I loved it. I balled out. I went to community college, did really well, balled out, and then I also got a full ride scholarship to a 4-year. And I felt like there's more to the game. There's more than just playing. I knew even after my career, I knew I'd be somewhere within the game, whether it's coaching, whether it's teaching, whether it's motivating, whether it's entertaining. I didn't know. But what I did know is I loved the game so much. I love teaching. I love being me. I love showing my personality. I loved telling someone and taking leadership to coaching someone and utilizing my skills, my knowledge of the game. And I like that. So after I was done with playing ball in college, I started coaching. I still coach today, but I wanted more out of it. I wanted to showcase literally me, the baseballogist. So that's why through my content, I entertain, educate, motivate, promote the baseball community, because I just want to be the all-around guy in baseball. So that, playing from when I was a little kid to high school to college, just set me up to who I am today. I'm doing everything I wanted to do since I was a little kid.
That's pretty powerful, and it's the kind of the foresight there is pretty interesting, that you knew that regardless of whether your playing days were because people fret on their playing days being done. That's really cool that you were already kind of trying to concept it into something bigger than you were. I feel like you already had that community mindset in mind before you even started the whole Baseballogist thing, and I definitely want to say that rings true. There's a lot of people who kind of do not similar stuff, because you're in a league of your own, frankly. There's people who do kind of like social media stuff, go live, and it doesn't feel genuine, and your stuff does genuinely feel genuine, and I think that rings true because you care about it from so many standpoints, whether it's the standpoint from a player, whether it's the standpoint from a commentator, whether it's the standpoint from a fan, whether it's the standpoint from a coach. You kind of have all these different angles covered at a fairly young age, so that's pretty darn cool, and that's got to be kind of a fun headspace to be in.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that. Just to add on to what you just said, when I was a little, when you're a little kid and you want to talk to, especially when we were kids, right? We didn't have too much social media, right? I think MySpace was the first thing we had, or AIN. But the fact of that, or that struggle of trying to find connection to the MLB player, wanting to get a ball, wanting to get an autograph. And I remember in high school, I got a favorite. I think, is it favorite on Twitter still? When you get favorite?
I think it is. It's a heart. It's whatever the heart is. Whatever the
They definitely changed it, but it used to be favorite. And I got a favorite from, I think, David Price or something. That was, oh my gosh, this is insane. Like, all he did was like the freaking thing. He didn't have to read it. I was probably annoying him, and he just liked it or favored it. And I love that. I thought it was really cool. I thought it was really genuine. It showed the type of person he is, whether it took a second or not. It showed that he cared.
Yeah.
So I wanted to create that same magic that a lot of kids, players, coaches, parents, want to strive to talk to a professional so-and-so. I wanted to recreate that magic and do that for the community of baseball, and that's why I'm the first professional baseball fan. I just want to represent the community.
That's really dope. And shout out to David Price. Shout out to him. Shout out to him for having a great postseason too. Finally.
Yeah. Perfect timing, right?
Yeah. Exactly. No, that's really cool. I mean, I feel like that's really powerful that you saw something that impacted you, and you felt that you could do something to impact other people via that feeling that it gave you. And I mean, that's super cool. And I like. Dude, even on my live feeds, which aren't as poppin', I've had people being like, dude, you got to interview Baseballogist next. And I'm like, yeah, it's in the works. We got it coming.
It is happening.
We got it coming. And, dude, so let's see. I mean, that kind of answered the question that I wanted to talk about being the first ever professional baseball fan. I saw a really interesting question on your live last night about a possible, like, the GoFundMe for, like, dude, like, going to catch games with people and going to fly out to different baseball stadiums and just basically, like, interacting with the fans, giving your insights. Is that something that you could find, like, interesting going forward, do you think?
So, it's I already have the idea. Like, my idea is to be... I mean, I already did it all last year, and I'm going to do it on another level this year, on another level next year. It's what I want to do is I want to showcase the ins and outs of baseball. I want to travel more. I want to showcase you guys what goes on in a game, what is at the game, what is at the park, what we eat. I just want to show you guys the ultimate baseball nerd of me and of baseball, of the team, of the park, right?
Yeah.
And through that, it costs money, and I did it all last year, and it was all my savings. And this year, I'm just trying to find a way to fund myself. To fund myself, to travel more, and to meet you guys more, and also to do more giveaways. So when someone approached me last night about it, I was like, you know what? I never thought about that. I mean, I don't want to, people think of me the wrong way, but if people want to support me somehow by donating freaking $5 for a meal when I go to Arizona, or $5 to go to New York, like I did a couple months ago, that's the community talking, and I see what the community does, and that would be a blessing. So I got to look into it.
It's more of people being excited to even take in the game with you, and you're like, dude, I would love to take in the game with you guys as well and talk nuances. I love baseball as such a game of nuances. And I feel like that's one of the things that you love. I mean, I keep referring to lives, but the live when you were talking to John again about, the pitcher showing the fleshy part of the thing, and how, you guys really are students of the game and actually want to relay that knowledge to, fans, friends, and, advocates alike. And it's super cool. So, I guess, just to sum that up, how cool is the Instagram baseball community, man?
You have time? I mean, I don't wanna...
We'll do the next episode all on that.
You know what? I don't know where to start. Again, baseball is a lifestyle to me. It's I don't know. I can't even put words to it, But to be not praised, but to be respected as a baseball fan, as a baseball motivator, as a baseball entertainer, as a baseball even player, as a baseball coach, to be respected. That's probably the best word. I don't want praise. I just want respect. It's my work. It's my perspective. It's my words. It's my content. It's my videos. It's my perspective. Period. And for me to get respect and to have a following of it, I'm just a regular dude. I'm not, when someone approached me like, oh my gosh, Baseballogist, I'm like, dude, what's up, man? Like, it's mind blowing to me that how much respect I have, and it's such a blessing. And I'm truly blessed for that, for that, and for the baseball community. I love you guys from the bottom of my heart because I love baseball. Baseball has given me so much. So my love for baseball, I'm just trying to give it back.
Yeah. I mean, and no, and that rings true. That rings true, and seriously, that rings true in everything you do. Look, cliches exist for a reason, but real recognize real, and you keep it very real. I mean, I when I did the shout out to Ruben at Diamond Performance Future Baseball, but I didn't even I looked you up based on that interview, and I was like, oh man, this is awesome. I looked up about both you and Baseball Lifestyle, and Baseball Lifestyle 101. So yeah, it's been awesome getting to know the baseball community and kind of I've fallen back in love with baseball as a result, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I guess let's actually talk some MLB stuff. I guess the most relevant thing that's happened in the past, off season has been how weird of an off season it's been in regards to free agency.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was weird. I read Manny Machado actually remained a free agent longer than he was on the Dodgers.
Yeah. Mind-blowing.
Yeah, it is mind-blowing. A guy who averages 159 games over the past 4 seasons, with a great WAR, a great on-base percentage, a great average, obviously stellar third baseman. I guess just simply what do you think the implications of that free agent stuff moving forward? Because I know next year is a big year for free agency as well.
Yep.
What do you think the implications of the longevity of how long they stayed on the market were? I know that's a very open-ended question.
Yeah. You know what? These players, I don't blame them for doing what they did because Machado's 26, Harper's 26. They have Harper's had an MVP year. Machado's been consistently one of the greatest third basemen / shortstops the past couple years.
Yep.
And they have so much value. They have so much value in what the numbers they put that why not? Why not milk and see how much money they get? And the people say they're greedy. No, it's business. It's not. It's business.
I always tell people it's also it's business and it's the relativity of the market. If Nolan Arenado, but if he's getting $27 million for a year, then Machado should be going after that $300 million.
$27 million, exactly.
I think valuing yourself in relativity to other stuff. I mean, I think that's a big thing, and like you said, if anyone says that's greed, that's relativity of the market, my friend. That's basic economics.
Exactly. In any business, there's a value of the product, there's a value of the service, there's a value of your time. That's the value they give. They give the value of their performance, their sales, their demeanor.
Yeah.
Their status as celebrity.
Absolutely. Dude, even to not to big up you right now, but even you giving us your time. That's time you could have spent.
No, you giving me your time.
See, that's why you a real
podcast, baby. Love you guys.
Hey, that's why you're a real one, my man. That's why you're a real one. So no, I do really respect. I not only agree, but I respect that opinion. In regards to just the relativity of the market, and the second anyone starts saying, oh, these guys are greedy, it's dude, they also basically have very little job security until they sign a contract like this.
Yeah.
And there's so many baseball players who have fizzled out in the minor leagues, let alone fizzled out in the major leagues, who have never gotten a contract like this. And I basically, from every person who's involved in the MLB, who watches the MLB, who's a fan of the MLB, they've all been this is a good thing, this is necessary that they've been holding out.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a travesty that teams haven't been offering, that teams haven't been chomping at the bit to get these two guys.
Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly. So let's jump back into a more specific one. I know you coach, as you said. You played on many levels, from shout out to, #3 again, 3 years old till, college ball. I want to know about some I need to ask about some pregame superstitions. Did you have any?
I had a lot, man.
Oh yeah, yes.
It's crazy to think about because superstitions are a thing you don't share. And then like meaning in the game, like while I do it, I don't like tell a buddy, hey, I'm doing this. It's one of those things. But that's why it's crazy to think about because to actually publicize, it's like, damn, is it weird? Like is it crazy? So when I was little, I probably put one left sock on first or right sock. I remember in college, one of my pitchers told me, "Hey, on my starts, you got to wear a jersey, go to sleep." So I would literally take a shower the night prior, dress up, put the whole, everything, and go to sleep. Wake up, boom, I'm ready. It was superstition for my pitcher, but it was also superstition for me. Also in college, there was a 7-Eleven across the street. And for some reason, I bought. If you go to 7-Eleven, there's three chocolate chip cookies I could buy, and I'd always eat. I think 2 of them throughout like the morning, and one of them I would always give to my teammates to share. I don't know why I did it. I did really well with it. I just did it. It was really weird, and I think that's what makes it really cool. How weird it was. I never got hyped before a game. I never played like.
Wow.
Motivating music. I always played, no lie, acoustic music to give you like a really crazy perception of what I played. I played like Somewhere Over the Rainbow by I can't say his name, but you know what I'm talking about. Right?
Israel. Shout out to Hawaii.
That right. Shout out to Hawaii. I would play What a Wonderful World by Louis Armstrong. I would play.
Wow.
I'd play some Jack Johnson. It's the way I performed, or it's the way I want to get ready for the game. But I thought baseball was such a mental game that I wanted to get in tune. I wanted to get mentally in tune with the game. It's kind of like chess, right? I'm pretty sure chess players don't play, upbeat music to get hyped up for a chess game.
No way, Bobby. Hey, Bobby Fischer never played Future before a chess match.
Exactly. And again, there's no right or wrong answer for anyone, but chess, to me, is a lot like baseball. You just got to get in tune mentally. So that's what I did. I hardly got hyped. I was always, if you ask a lot of my teammates, I was always very quiet at first. As vocal as I am today, I was very quiet, and it was me being in tune and being part of the game. And then once things got exciting, I did something I hit a double or a home run, or someone did something, then I got more hyped. So I didn't get hyped for the game, I got hyped because of the game.
That's interesting, because I feel like, in a way, knowing you for, a couple months now, on an Instagram level, you seem like you're a hyped person in general. So was that, you think that was like to hamper, like, because you're hyped in general, so like you're almost trying to calm your natural state down by playing that, like, Louis Armstrong, the Somewhere Over the Rainbow type of stuff?
Yeah, it was my way of just turning it on. Like, I always tell my kids, or whoever I coach, the kids I coach, find a way to turn it on. Find a way, whether it's music, whether it's, I used to watch, here's another thing is, going from school to school is probably about 30 to 40 minute bus drive, and a lot of people are like trying to listen to music for 30, 40 minutes, getting hyped. I'm like, man, that's exhausting. That's mentally exhausting. I don't want to get hyped for 3, 4, 5, 10 minutes, and then what happens? Dude. So one of my buddies actually told me, dude, watch a show in between or on the bus rides, like Netflix shows or HBO Now, and I would watch like Entourage, like an episode of Entourage on the way up to the game.
That's incredible. Yeah, Entourage, hey, shout out to Entourage for that. Shout out to Entourage. That's pretty cool. I feel like at that point, so a lot of the things that are perceived like as weird superstitions are more so like they're things that we all do, like in our daily lives, even whether it's, putting your underwear on like left leg first or right leg first, or just taking a shower in the morning, or having that morning cup of joe. like people go through those routines and superstitions to kind of get a sense of familiarity into where you're not overly hyped. So I see totally where you're coming from in that regard. Now I got to ask, since we talked pregame superstitions, I want to talk about pregame and postgame meals. What are we rocking? What did you rock? But what also do you recommend as the baseballogist? You know, to what do you want to do for pregame, postgame meals? I mean, obviously, postgame might change whether you win or lost.
Pre-game, I'd always eat something light. I was never a stuff yourself guy because I was like a leadoff hitter. I was a speedy guy, and I never loved being top heavy or just stuff. So I'd always eat something very light, whether it's cereal, whether it's a granola bar, whether it's a power bar. Sometimes even oatmeal if especially like the bro college days. Something very light, and also it's all preference too. It's what your stomach can hold, right? Everyone has different systems, but I never liked being stuffed. So yeah, something light. But what I'm really excited about to tell you is probably the post game, which being an athlete, you don't really. I mean, you gotta watch what you eat, but your excuse is, I'm gonna work it. I'm gonna burn this out. I'm gonna
Crash fast.
I got a game. I gotta practice. So if I'm very big into saying spoil yourself. I've always said that throughout my whole life. Find a way to spoil yourself. If you deserve it, spoil yourself. And after a win, I'd be like, all right, let's go get a burrito. Or if I win, let's go get some like a barbecue prime rib sandwich or something like that. I always try to spoil myself because that's what I work towards, But the bitter days, forget it, man. I'm going straight home. I'm going to eat my cereal again.
Hey, back to the cereal. Hey, shout out to the cereal warriors out there. Shout out to the cereal grinders. That's all it was for me in law school, cereals and power bars. So I totally know where you're coming from. for those 8 a.m. classes that I did not want to get to. So
those on the go breakfasts.
Exactly. And like you said, I mean, I think you said something very interesting. I think this is something that should be addressed across the board, whether it's baseball or any other sport. You have to know what type of body you have. You have to know what type of position you play within that sport, and you have to know what you mean to your team, and you have to fuel correctly based off that.
Yep, exactly.
I mean, that's
you kind of just find it,
Exactly. I think once you fall into the correct routine, I'm sure you kind of are like, okay, this is working for me. I'm going to continue this.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, and I think that's a lot of where quote unquote superstitions come from. It's like, dude, screw it. This is working for me. I'm not going to mess with it.
Yeah, exactly.
So transitioning from as a player to now as a professional baseball fan. I know you've said this before on lives. You've said this before to people asking you questions. But what are a couple of your favorite ballparks in this day to watch a game at?
Oh man, off tops. Shout out to San Diego. Petco Park is one of my favorites. It's such a beautiful ballpark. Every time someone asks why is it so beautiful, this is probably my best answer. It's so pretty and so beautiful that when you go to a game, you've been there obviously, right?
Oh, I'm like a quartered season ticket holder there. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So, the park in right center field.
Absolutely.
Dude, the park is so beautiful that people go even if they don't like baseball. It's such a great spot, great Friday, Thursday night, college night, Thursday night to go to and just hang out with your date, with your boys, with a crowd of people, get a blanket and hang out, grab a drink and sit on the hill. It's so pretty. And I think one of the coolest things about that park is, I don't know if anyone's ever said this, but you know how when you sit on the hill, you could watch the game on the TV, on that big projector?
Yes, sir.
So you could watch the game on the projector, which is obviously TV, And then if you shift left a bit, you'll see the actual game, the actual infield game. And then they also have audio of the TV. So the trifecta of what I'm trying to say is, you're not only hanging out at a park, you're watching TV while watching the actual game, while hearing the actual game in live feed.
Wow, I never really.
So to give you a really like crazy perspective, people do that while watching the game, like at the ballpark. And you know those guys that have earphones or headphones?
Yes, sir.
They're listening to the radio.
Oh yeah. They're listening to the call. Yeah.
But it's like 20 seconds delayed.
Oh, yeah. I see. I've even seen that in the reactions of dudes. Yeah.
Yeah. So when you watch from the park and you're watching TV and the game and listen to the feed, the audio feed, it's all in sync. So it's just a mind blowing cluster. You know what? Of just watching baseball.
Dude, that's freaking awesome. I've never really thought about it like that, and I think that, like you said, with the weather, with the just like the kind of San Diego influence of just kind of a chill nature, that really is a unique baseball watching experience. And I mean, there is a reason why. Let's see, frankly, we haven't won the NL. We haven't won the NL West since 2006, I believe it is. And we haven't been to playoffs since like 2010. Or even before that. We still average like 22 to 25,000 people at the ballpark every night, and there's something about the atmosphere and the access to good beer too in San Diego, of course. That helps out a little.
San Diego, this is actually a before and after of downtown San Diego.
Wow.
Before and then after. So, a shout out to Coachella Gloves for hooking me up with that.
Yeah, big shout out to Coachella Gloves. Yeah, dude, that's interesting. I've seen that picture before, but like the way that it did completely, it transformed downtown. I mean,
yeah, completely. They wiped out downtown.
Yeah, and it's awesome. Yeah, there are a lot of ballparks. In my opinion, ballparks do that so much easier. And I'm not trying to dog on the NFL right now. That's not my point of this. But when you have 82 games that are going to go on at home versus 8 games that are going to go on at home, it kind of changes the matter of, taxing the city for a stadium. And again, no disrespect to the NFL.
100%.
Yeah, I think that's pretty powerful. And, shout out to all the other great stadiums out there. I grew up in D.C. before the Nationals were there. So I grew up going to Camden Yards. That was like the first kind of modern ballpark in a way.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of fun.
It's a really good ballpark that I went to for the first time last year.
Where's that?
It's AT&T Park. Now it's called Oracle Park. It's out in San Francisco.
Oh yeah.
And
formerly SBC, formerly this, that, and the third. Yeah. That.
Yeah.
No, right on the water, right there. I mean,
it's beautiful. If someone asked me where's the best spot to sit, I would say in the bleachers, first base side. In the bleachers, first base side, and I'll tell you why. Because when you're looking at the field, obviously the field's right here. Home plate's right here. You see the bay, then you see the Bay Bridge. You see all of this, all of the water, and then peeking over the stadium. So looking over the third base side of the stadium.
Yeah.
You see the skyscrapers.
Yeah, the city, the silhouette of the city. Yeah.
The silhouette of the city. So things like that. I think that's what makes ballparks so beautiful is. You have stuff like that. Unlike, again, not downing NFL or NBA or any other sport that's indoor, you don't get the beauty of scenery. You don't get the beauty of a monument in your stadium like a Coca-Cola bottle
or the giant glove.
Or the giant glove. You don't get that. So that's what makes that ballpark so beautiful. And actually, I'm a night game guy. I love night games, but AT&T or Oracle Park totally changed that.
Yeah.
It totally changed that because I honestly hardly watched the game. I was just so enthused of the day. I was so enthused of, just standing in right field where it's a standing area and looking at the bay and just imagining, oh shoot, there were hundreds of canoes here and boats waiting for Barry Bonds.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Fighting for the splash home runs. I mean,
Fight for splash home runs, exactly.
shout out to Three Rivers Ballpark.
Yes.
Shout out to, yeah. No, that's. I totally agree with you on AT&T. I went to both undergrad and law school up in NorCal, so big shout out to NorCal.
Yeah.
How about just dude, we're doing great. We're at about 35 minutes through. We're getting close to 10 a.m. I don't want to keep you too long, but I definitely want to ask you too. What's I know Dodger Dog's probably got to be near and dear to the heart, but what's the ballpark food of choice that you're like? What's a fun thing that people may not know about?
Oh man. Okay, so carne asada nachos at Dodger Stadium.
Ooh.
I'm pretty sure there's only one spot that you could get it, and it's behind home plate, first level. Carne asada nachos. It's going to be a bucket of helmet, or it's a helmet with nachos and carne asada in it. They go crazy over there. That's one, and then I forget the name of it, but I have a picture of it. But it's a lobster crab cakes or lobster crab sandwich out in Petco or AT&T Park. Phenomenal. It's out in center field, right behind center field.
I know exactly which place you're talking about. Actually,
it's like $20, but when you drive 8 hours, it's a little worth it.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Yeah, San Diego it's cool. In Petco, we recently stepped up our stuff and got a bunch of like local places in there.
Yeah.
Whether it's Phil's Barbecue or Board and Brew sandwiches.
Yes.
Yeah, food at ballparks is a lot of fun. I grew up for 2 years. I was living in Tokyo, as I said, and they had these like fried potato bowls at Tokyo Dome. Dude, those things went so hammer. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Come on, bro. It's 10 a.m. here, man. I'm starving now, man.
we got each other hungry at 10 a.m. That's bad news. So, I mean, as the thing that we always say on the program, turning your passion into profession, turning your passion into paychecks. That's not. I know that's not what you're primarily driven by, but you are driven by turning your passion into something where you can kind of connect with the fans, connect with just other people in the community, other like-minded folks. Would you have any advice out there to someone who's kind of, dredging, working in a job where they're not necessarily passionate towards, but they have a passion that they want to step towards? Do you have any advice for them to take the leap?
Oh man, I've said this since I was in high school, and literally, I need to make a sign out of it, because I've said it since I was in high school, and I'll say it till the day. So I'll say it till I die. I just want to travel and watch baseball.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and within that, that's probably that you're saying is
passion.
What is it?
Passion to paychecks.
And it's the passion of baseball and the passion of traveling. It's the passion of watching baseball. Of course, I have to fund myself and make money to do all this.
Uh-huh.
But the paychecks isn't or the money isn't what drives me.
That's the passion.
It's the opportunity. It's the passion to travel and watch baseball. So
and meet people, I'm sure, interact with the community too.
100%. It's and everything I say goes within the lines of traveling and baseball. I get to travel and I get to meet so and so. I get to watch baseball, meet so and so. I get to travel and do this event. I just want to travel and watch baseball. And to the advice of everyone listening and watching, literally sit down and map out the ultimate dream life.
Wow.
And I tell myself that the most valuable thing in today's age, in the world, the most valuable thing is not money, it's not fame, it's not this car or this girl, it's time. Time is the most valuablest thing in the world. That's the only thing you cannot buy, that's the only thing you can't get back, that's the only thing that people weren't blessed enough to even see today. And if people can understand that time is the most valuable thing, they're not going to waste their time trying to do this. They're not going to waste your time to do this. Then people are going to be like, oh, but I still got bills to pay. Well, guess what? You have one life. You might as well pay those bills with whatever it is you love doing every single day of your life.
Dang.
That's my life.
That's really powerful. That's really powerful. And you know what? Like, I think also too, like, the thing that I would say is if A, you're genuine about it, B, you have the passion for it, and C, with the advantages of stuff like today with like YouTube and Instagram and iMovie, I mean, you can really be genuinely interacting with people all around the world, all around the country, and making really neat connections in a shorter amount of time than it used to take. Like when we were growing up, like you said, I mean, I've seen stuff about, people, oh, when I was a kid, I used to write letters to like every MLB player. I used to write letters to all these NFL quarterbacks. And, It doesn't, like, now you can just go on Instagram and be like, hey, you want to stop by for an interview? Or, hey, you want to, I mean, it's super cool and it's super fun and it's super empowering. And again, I think again, not to just, big up you, but I think the way that you approach it in such a genuine and loving nature really shines through, and that allows people to be open with you, if that makes sense.
Appreciate that, brother.
Yeah, and I would just say, dude, I mean, I'm as if I'm one who should be giving you advice, but just continue on that trajectory, and I know you will. Yeah, dude, I definitely want to give you time. Dude, this has been absolutely wonderful. I want to thank you so much for your time. I want to give you time to any shout outs you want to give. Dude, I know that, DM for the hat still is going on, I believe. Any shout outs you want to give, any stuff coming up that you want to give? The time is yours right now, my friend.
Well, first off, I gotta say thank you so much for having me on this. It's been a blast. I'm actually sad that it's about to end, man. So next time we need to set aside like 2, 3, like 5 hours, man.
Dude, I'm super down to do it. Yeah, dude, I'm game.
Sweet. That'd be sweet. But yeah, if you guys want, like I was saying earlier, the way I'm supporting myself is through just my merch, and it's my hat. So if you guys want to cop a hat, just go on my Instagram, DM me at Baseballogist, and DM me hat, and every single dollar is going to go back to me traveling, meeting you guys, and also giving back to you guys. So shout out to my merch. I'll be going to College World Series. I'm really trying to go to Little League World Series. I'll be going to Cooperstown for the Cooperstown tournament. I'll be going to Arizona for sure, New York for sure, San Francisco, San Diego. I said New York, Boston. I'll be out there, but I'll put out a tour, or not a tour, but I'll put out my dates for going out and about. But my last message for everyone listening, if I could really end this off on my end, is to continue to spread love and positivity, continue to get 1% better. If you are not growing, then you're pretty much just dead. So continue to grind and do what you love doing.
I couldn't agree more. Get 1% better every day. Shout out to the Baseballogist. And, shout out to the whole baseball community. Shout out to the Baseballogist. Dude, that'd be awesome if you put together, like, I know it could be kind of, if you did it in a cool way, like a tour date kind of poster, of all the, like...
I do. I just don't want to sound like douchey.
Trust me, I know what you mean.
It's more of like, I just want to put out my dates on where I'm going and not like a tour, because now people are like, oh, who's this guy? I'll put out my dates, man. I know what you mean. And shout out, you can find them here too, because we'll put them up, we'll repost.
I cannot describe how much I appreciate, and we appreciate your time at the ODDCAST, where we talk about people turning their passion into profession and subsequently passion into paychecks. Baseballogist has been a wonderful guest. Again, go to his Instagram, DM him for the merch. The hats, I think, are just the beginning. It's a beautiful thing. #3, the Baseballogist, #love, #positivity, and, continue to spread that love and positivity, and get 1% better every day. And thank you guys so much for tuning into the ODDCAST, and have a great day.
You're the man!
Yeah.
Let's get a little weird. Let's get a little odd. sounds you like to hear. We got it going on. It's the ODDCAST. It's the ODDCAST. It's the ODDCAST. It's the ODDCAST.